Good evening, and my name is Aaron Saray.
And I'm meteorologist Evan O'Regan.
And today we have a great show here planned on this Tuesday or evening, I should say, here at FSU. But currently, over the Florida radar, it is very dry across much of the state.
That's right. We have a really pretty day around here, but that will change. That warmth will go away as we head towards the weekend here. Friday evening, much of the country will be below average temperature-wise. And we also have Groundhog Day coming up tomorrow, but will Punxsutawney Phil see his shadow? That's the real question.
Find out then. In tonight's headlines, warm and dry weather in Tallahassee, but for how long? Cold air on the way, but for how much, or how much cold air? And will Punxsutawney Phil see his shadow? All that and more in FSU weather.
Good evening, Tallahassee, and welcome to FSU Weather, the Tuesday edition for this week. We're going to be seeing a lot of interesting weather here in Tallahassee, and especially for the rest of the country. But right now, we're going to be looking at a live look at Doak Campbell Stadium. The temperature is currently 62 degrees, and there are mostly cloudy conditions, so we can see that cloud coverage right over Doak right now. 62 degrees in Tallahassee, and overall staying in between the low and mid 60s here in the region. It's a little bit chilly, but not too bad. We're not going to be seeing any of that rain here in Tallahassee tonight. Overall clear conditions, just with those clouds persisting throughout the evening. Tonight's forecast, 50 degrees in Tallahassee, 52 in St. Mark's, and we'll be hitting those 40s in Perry, 49. Tomorrow's forecast will be warmer. We'll be seeing that 74 degrees in Tallahassee, and we're going to be seeing that warm weather, that winter storm the United States, and Groundhog's Day.
That's right. Thanks, Hannah. So, as you said, it's going to be quite warm here in Tallahassee for tomorrow, and also on Thursday and into Friday will be seasonably warm for this time of the year. Typically, we sit around the mid-60s for high temperatures in the afternoon, but we'll be well above that into the middle 70s for the next few days. But that will change with a cold front coming in this weekend for Friday, where there could be a chance for thunderstorms, but that will usher in cooler weather for the weekend. Highs will only reach the upper 50s for Saturday, and also Sunday maybe into the lower 60s, so cooler weather there. And we'll also have to talk about that major winter storm that's coming in for much of the country for this weekend and into early next week. Much of the country will experience heavy snowfall and also ice accumulation for the middle part of the country and into the northeast. So that will be definitely dangerous weather to be out and about in. So make sure that if you're traveling in that winter storm, use extreme caution and take extra time if you're planning on doing that. So now I'm going to head over to the wall and get you guys a more in-depth look on that top story, which is, of course, those warmer temperatures around Tallahassee and that winter weather that we'll be experiencing throughout much of the country. So currently right now throughout much of the state of Florida, it is nice and warm. Still sitting at 72 degrees on the thermometer in Tampa with plenty of sunshine, just a few high thin cirrus clouds, those thin wispy clouds that look really nice this time of year. Still sitting at 70 down at Miami International, 62 up here in Tallahassee. And as for that upper level water vapor, you can see our storm system that's bringing down that cooler air for the northeast, just sitting off the coast there. We have another system sitting up in Canada right now, bringing that some snowfall to that area of Canada. And we also have that warmer air being brought up from the Gulf of Mexico along the Gulf Coast states. That's really what's driving our warmer than average temperatures for Tallahassee. And here's our Florida radar right now. Not a whole lot to see. There are some rain showers out in Louisiana around New Orleans right now, but that's really just like pesky rain, just a nuisance kind of rain. It's good for anything that might be still growing this time of the year to get that nice water in, but that rain won't be anything too severe, which is always a good thing. And locally around Tallahassee, not a whole lot to see, just maybe a few ground interference areas on our radar right now. So nice and clear conditions around Tallahassee. As for the next 48 hours, there may be some rain showers along the eastern coast of Florida, some scattered showers around, say, Melbourne and Daytona Beach, but that main story is the cold front that will come in for the weekend, bringing that rain for Friday. But before we get there, still nice and comfortable temperatures up in the mid-70s by the time we get to this time on Thursday, so still very nice around here. As for tomorrow around the southeast, you can see that cold front pushing its way through places like Texas, bringing rain and maybe sleet to the Dallas-Fort Worth area, but still nice and toasty. 71 on the thermometer with rain showers in New Orleans, mid-70s in Tallahassee, and upper 70s down in South Florida, down in Miami. So still really nice weather down there. The water might be a little bit too cold for a beach day, but still might be nice to venture out there to the beach. As for Thursday, you can see that cold front is still pushing its way towards the south and east, bringing those thunderstorms, maybe even a severe threat, slight marginal risk for New Orleans on Thursday before that cold front really works its way towards Tallahassee. 71 on Friday in Tallahassee, and you can see those thunderstorms there. So that will be the leading edge of the cold front, bringing that colder air behind it. You can see Dallas-Fort Worth sitting at 35. Same thing for Memphis, Tennessee by the time it gets to 5 p.m. on Friday. So quite a change coming for the next few days or so. As for the 3-day forecast, you can see Wednesday and Thursday look quite nice before those storms get here on Friday. And as for our top stories, once again, we have those warming temperatures this week. Storms arrive in Tallahassee Friday, maybe a couple rumbles of thunder, and cooler weekend ahead. So now pass things off to Hannah for a look at the local.
There you go. That's right. We're going to be looking at the local forecast for Tallahassee and the surrounding region. Looking at Doak one more time, 62 degrees is the current temperature, mostly cloudy. We're just catching that last bit of the sunset right there. So it's overall a beautiful night, a beautiful Tuesday night here in Tallahassee. The high for today was 68 and the low was 36, which we saw this morning, but nothing like we've seen on record in 1977 with that 20 degrees and as the low and 83 as the high. So we're just staying right there in the middle. A beautiful day here in Tallahassee, I would say. Hour by hour forecast for today. We saw those temperatures staying a little cool today, 38 at 6 a.m. And as we moved on throughout the day, we hit those 60s where we are right now. We hit that high of 68 around 3 o'clock, and now we're seeing the temperature start to go down a little bit more. The current local temperatures in the region, 63 in Tallahassee, 60 degrees in St. Mark, and over here on the coast in Apalachicola, we're hitting that 59. So overall, staying in those mid-60s with the exception of Apalachicola, hitting that 59 for us today. The current dew points, it's very dry here in Tallahassee with that 39 dew point. Overall, the whole entire region is staying dry, no rain, no muggy weather, so overall, a beautiful night. The local radar is just saying what we saw about those dew points. Pretty dry conditions here throughout Tallahassee. We'll see those cloud coverages throughout the evening, but no rain in sight. So make sure you don't have to bring those raincoats out, just maybe a few warmer jackets because we will be hitting those 50s later on. But with the clouds, we'll see those clouds move throughout the region tomorrow and on Thursday. And then as we move throughout the week, we'll see that rain start to hit New Orleans, and it might be heading our way on Friday. So make sure you are ready for that. Tonight's forecast, we'll see that 50 degrees here in Tallahassee, 52 in St. Mark's, and 49 in Perry. So we'll be seeing a little bit cooler tonight, so make sure you have those coats out and you are ready to go. Tomorrow's forecast, we'll be seeing those sunshiny days here in Tallahassee, and we'll be seeing that 74 degrees in Tallahassee, 69 in St. Mark's, and 77 in Perry. So it's going to be a beautiful day, lots of sunshine, and those warmer temperatures we might have been missing recently, making us jealous of South Florida and having those warmer temperatures. The overnight lookout, we'll be seeing at 9 p.m. that 52 degrees, and as the night persists, or early morning for some of you, 51 and 50 at 3 a.m. So if you're going out, make sure you bring those coats because it will be a little chilly. As we move throughout the week, we'll see that warm day tomorrow and a little bit warm on Thursday, but then we'll hit that rain as we move throughout Friday. We'll see those thunderstorms persist and maybe a chance of rain on Saturday. So make sure you are prepared for whatever weather will come this weekend. It might be a rainy one. Now off to Evan.
That's right. So I'm going to take you guys on a tour of Florida right now. And again, those rainy weather may come in for the later half of the weekend for the rest of Florida, but it'll have to get here first. But as looking right now at Panama City Beach, look at that sunset with those nice pretty colors, those pinks and orange colors there. Nice color with those thin wispy cirrus clouds up there, and the nice conditions elsewhere along the peninsula of Florida as well. But looking at our current temperatures, still nice and toasty for this time of the year, still sitting in the low 70s in Tampa right now, middle 60s in Orlando, a little bit cooler as we head our way towards the north in Jacksonville right now at 59, but still pretty seasonably warm for this time of the year, which has changed from the 20s and 30s that most of Florida was experiencing earlier this weekend with those falling iguanas down in South Florida. So that's something we don't really see much at all anymore. And again, here's a look at our wide view of our upper-level water vapor. You can see that injection of warm air advecting from the Gulf of Mexico, giving us that nice warmth that we've been experiencing today, and also for the next couple days that we will experience before that next cold front comes through. And again, there's that cold air coming down, giving the northeast cooled shot with the northwesterly flow there. But zooming in back towards Florida, right now the Florida radar is not showing much of anything. There are showers behind me there in Louisiana moving towards the north, but none of those will reach the Tallahassee and Florida areas by the time we get to at least Thursday or Friday. As for the next 48 hours, again, those rain showers up in Louisiana won't make their way towards the Panhandle by the time we get to Thursday. There may be some nuisance rain showers along the coast, especially the east coast of Florida, but temperatures are still nice and warm, up in the middle 70s for much of the Florida peninsula. As for Miami for the next 3 days, really nice conditions there, just a few clouds around for Wednesday and Thursday. Upper 70s, up near 80, flirting with that 80-degree mark. So again, really nice day out there. Make sure you get out there and enjoy that. Maybe, like I said, maybe go out to the beach, maybe put your toes in the water, maybe, but it's still pretty chilly for water temperatures for this time of the year. Same deal in Tampa, a little bit warmer there actually. We have low 80s for the next 3 days, plenty of sunshine out there, so make sure you get out there and enjoy that before that next cold front comes through. Same thing in Orlando, if I can get my clicker to work, there we go. We have upper 70s on Wednesday with a little bit of a warming trend, middle 80s by the time we get to Friday in Orlando. Still no rain threat there. Same thing in Jacksonville, again flirting with that 80-degree mark by the time we get to Friday. But a different story in Pensacola. We have those rain and thunderstorm chances by the time we get to Thursday and Friday. As for tonight, generally across the area, middle 50s for much of the peninsula, maybe some 60s by the coast. And as for tomorrow, still nice and toasty warm, flirting with those middle 80s down there in Fort Myers. So quite warm for this time of the year, but still, I'm sure that feels much better than it did this weekend. Isn't that right, Aaron?
That is right, and Florida will probably remain one of the warmest spots across the nation as we come up to our national segment right now. We have dual cold fronts right now over the Central Plains, bringing some rain and even a little bit of wintry weather as you get over to portions of northern Missouri and then arcing up into Chicago. But we do have high pressure off the eastern seaboard, and that's providing us with that southerly flow, which is allowing for that warmer weather to persist across our area. And then, of course, we do have some showers as well associated with an area of low pressure just off the coast of Texas. But again, much of this is light in nature. And off to the west, it is very dry and is also very, really with high pressure in control of the area. You might see a little bit of some shower activity up towards Portland and then over down towards the Four Corners, but very light in nature as well. The big picture shows that cold front right now over central Missouri all the way down towards about the Four Corners area. So Albuquerque is sitting at 48 degrees. Billings, a chilly 17 degrees right now with some snow. Seattle sitting in the 40s, and then down in California in the 60s. And along the East Coast, we'll see some 30s up in New England and the Mid-Atlantic. So Washington, D.C. is at 38, and then Boston up at 34. And then, of course, down in our neck of the woods, we are seeing in the 60s currently right now. Our upper level water vapor pretty much shows the story. You can see that cold front right over the plains and up to the Midwest. We have that area of low pressure just off to our south right there, providing some moisture. As Evan said earlier, there's a little bit of warm air advection right now coming off the Gulf of Mexico. And then off towards the west, we do have some dry air over California, and then we do have some moisture as well up into the Pacific Northwest. Our current dew points are bone dry right now across much of the nation, especially off the northern central part of the nation. So 2 in Minneapolis. This is actually dew points we actually had last weekend, so this is very dry. But of course, they're more used to those dew points up there. But we do have a little bit of a nose right here. You can see the green shade right there. Those moisture, of course, as that area of low pressure forms off the coast of Texas, and now brings some moisture up to places like Louisiana, Texas, all the way up into Oklahoma and Arkansas. Our drought monitor shows the typical story. We have the almost droughtless east, and we have the drought in the west right now. We see some of those reds and dark reds, even places like in central portions of Nevada up towards Portland, seeing some drought conditions, and it doesn't look like anytime soon that those go away. As noted by the radar, you can see some showers down towards the Four Corners right now, bringing some showers. And then, of course, we do have some snow up in places like Denver. And then along the East Coast, we do have some of those showers along that cold front in St. Louis and then up into the Midwest. Our current snow cover shows much of the snow is along the areas in the Northeast and upper Midwest. So places like Minneapolis and Chicago are seeing some snow cover right now. Our Midwest radar shows that cold front right now over portions of northern Missouri. We do have actually a transition right now over to snow and sleet right now, currently over places like Chicago down towards the northern half of Missouri. So as temperatures do begin to fall, we will expect to see that snow further progress off to the south along that snow line. Our Northern Gulf radar shows the moisture being pumped up from the south, so places like New Orleans up to Baton Rouge, and in places like Arkansas, we'll see some few showers, but they're pretty light in nature. Maybe a few heavier amounts as you go down towards the bayous of Louisiana. Our winter storm alerts is for this upcoming storm system coming this week, pretty expansive, from about the Mexican border all the way up to the Canadian border. Right now across the Midwest and down into Texas, so places like Dallas, Austin, and San Antonio might need to look out for some wintry precipitation over there. But as we get into tomorrow, our high temperatures will be will pretty much be in the 50s, and then up in the teens possibly in places like Kansas City as we along north of the cold front, and then over towards our area we will be sitting comfortably in the 70s. How about that, Hannah?
Thank you so much. Yes, those are some extreme temperatures we're seeing throughout the country. And now we're going to be looking at the weekly planner for this week. Tomorrow's highs, Tallahassee with that 74 degrees. We're going to be seeing beautiful conditions down here. But I cannot say for the rest of the country. Dallas and Fort Worth, San Antonio, Kansas City, all throughout there we'll be seeing those rain as that cold front continues to move through. So the rain will be staying with them. Then the rain will continue to stay in Dallas, move over to Memphis and Louisville, stay in Chicago and Detroit, and Tallahassee will still see those beautiful conditions. We lucked out on those days for Thursday. However, for Friday, we will be getting the opposite end, and we will be getting the rain while everyone else gets to enjoy the sunshine. 71 degrees in Tallahassee with those thunderstorms, very likely to happen, so make sure you are bringing your raincoats. But anyone else throughout the country, you'll be able to put away the raincoats in Kansas City after those 2 days of rain and see that high of 30 degrees with a lot of sunshine. Saturday's highs, still a little bit of rain likely to happen here in Tallahassee. 59 degrees will be the high for Tallahassee on Saturday, 49 degrees in New Orleans, and 80 degrees down here in Miami. So they're the ones that are super lucky on Saturday's highs. Sunday's highs, it'll be similar to what we saw, but this time we're going to be seeing sunshine almost throughout the entire country. 63 degrees in Tallahassee with a little bit of that cloud coverage, 40 degrees in Washington, D.C., and 30 degrees in Boston. So it's going to be sunny, maybe a little bit cold for you up in the Northeast, but a sunny day to say the least. Temperatures compared to average, similar to what we've seen, it's going to be warmer in the Northeast and the South, and over here it'll be cooler than what is usually happening. So just staying up to date with temperatures that will be moving, and with that cold front staying with us, we're going to be seeing those cooler temperatures in the north, and in the southeast we'll be seeing those temperatures being warmer than usual. A little bit different, staying warmer in the south, and over here in the northwest a little bit warmer than usual. So those temperatures will do the flip. They will be seeing those temperatures change throughout the week, and that's what we have to say about the rest of the United States. Now off to Aaron with some local stuff.
Makes me appreciate how much we live in Florida. Of course, we're seeing those colder temperatures and winter alerts in the central U.S. But currently, no airport delays right now in Tallahassee International right now, as we do have some sunny conditions. Delays are expected to be unlikely as we get into the day today. But of course, that is all due to that very nice, abundant sunshine sitting at 62 degrees right now over there. But across the country, you can see Tallahassee again with no delays, and pretty much no delays actually across much of the nation. You can see even with some snow showers possible in Denver at 27, but pretty comfortable if you are going out to travel today. And our 3-day forecast in Tallahassee shows the progression of warmer air until we get to about Friday, where we do have that cold front coming in. So we might get down in the lower 70s, of course, as we do have that rain-cooled air. But you can see at nighttime we will also progressively get into the 60s. So if you're headed about, we haven't seen these temperatures actually in a while. So certainly definitely a change, I should say, across the area, because really much of the month last month we were pretty cold. So of course, we live in Florida, right? So the Wake Forest at FSU, you can see it will be 52 degrees on Saturday at 12 p.m. So it will be chilly. So do make sure you grab that coat if you're headed up to the game at the Tuck Center right now. So very comfortable if you're heading out there. So hopefully we'll rep the Noles and they'll get another win in the basketball game on Saturday. But of course we will be warming up from lower temperatures even from this. So do make sure you bundle up in the morning if you decide to do any activities before the game. So we'll probably be in the 40s potentially in the morning on Saturday. But we will as we say, it will lift up into the 50s and bring us at much nicer temperatures as we get into the game. But of course, the temperature might actually get a little bit warmer than this as we leave the game. So it might get more into the mid 50s. Even upper 50s are possible as well. So do keep that in mind if you're heading out to the game for the basketball game on Saturday.
That's right. And hopefully we can get a nice win against Wake Forest there at home and avenge our loss to Virginia Tech on Saturday. That was not something you want to see, especially as a Noles fan. But now I'm going to take you guys through a little bit of a change here to look at the Northeast that just got absolutely battered by a blizzard nor'easter storm this weekend, dropping just insane snow totals around Boston. Places saw 30 inches of snow. I know people that were just outside of Boston that just got absolutely hammered. Same thing for New York City. They got less. It was about maybe 10 inches or so, maybe a little bit less than a foot in the New York City area, but still a huge amount of snowfall from that nor'easter this past weekend, and there may be more winter weather on the way. But currently right now, sitting around 33 degrees in New York City, 34 in Boston, all the way up in Maine, we're in the single digits, however. But even though these temperatures seem a little bit cold, that's pretty seasonable for this time of the year, maybe a little bit below average, but still, I guess, seasonably cold is the appropriate language for that. And currently on the satellite and radar, not a whole lot to see. Pretty clear conditions around much of the area in the Northeast right now, but that will change as we get later into the week, say Friday or Saturday, as that next storm system does get close. But as we zoom in here to Puxatawny, Pennsylvania, that's where Puxatawny Phil will maybe see his shadow tomorrow. We'll have to find out. If we want an early spring or 6 more weeks of winter, we'll have to find out. But as for our forecast for Puxatawny tomorrow, 28s across the board from 6 to 9 a.m. Just a 10% chance of rain, and there are some clouds around, so maybe he won't see his shadow. We'll have to see. But as we get closer to that winter storm, there is a wide swath of winter storm alerts, winter storm warnings extending all the way to St. Louis up into places in Michigan and Detroit, and winter storm watches extending up to places like Buffalo and into Watertown, New York, up and extending all the way into including much of the state of Maine. So we'll have to watch that as we go into Thursday and Friday. And here comes that winter storm racing its way. And the tricky thing with this forecast is really going to be how far south that snowfall comes. And another thing we'll have to watch out for is that pink color there, that is ice accumulation. So we'll have to see how much ice we get in those areas, like places like New York City, coastal Connecticut, Rhode Island, also into Boston. We'll have to see, the models are still in disagreement about this, but we'll have to see how much snowfall we can get. And here are some of the examples of that model disagreement. You can see the GFS model, the American model, is much more bullish on the amount of snowfall that we can get. Places like Albany could see 15 to 18 inches, or sorry, 18 to 24 inches, 24 to 30 inches, a little bullseye here in southern Vermont and southern New Hampshire, and lighter amounts as we head towards the south. New York City may be picking up an inch or so of snowfall. Boston could still see a good 5 to 8 inches of snow, according to the GFS. And as for the Euro, you can see it's a little bit more conservative. So we'll have to see which one is closer to reality as we get closer, but right now 12 to 15 inches are along the Pennsylvania-New York border, and the same thing along the border of Vermont and New Hampshire right now. But as for tonight, you can see pretty chilly out there, generally staying in the low 30s and upper 20s as we go towards the north. And as for tomorrow, pretty seasonable for this time of the year, lower 40s and upper 30s as we get into tomorrow. So again, we'll keep you guys updated on that potential winter storm, and keep it with us on FSU Weather as we keep you updated. But now I'm going to pass it off to Hannah with a look at
Yes,
on
we're
the
going to be
60-second
looking
forecast.
at the rest of the United States. Just doing a little recap from tonight's show. That sun has begun to set on Doak Campbell Stadium. 62 degrees still here in Tallahassee, mostly cloudy conditions. So overall, a beautiful night. 68 degrees was today's high, which is compared to that 65 on average for Tallahassee. So we're staying right on par with average, a little bit above average for today. The current local temperature is 58 degrees here in Tallahassee, 56 in St. Mark's, and 57 in Thomasville. So we'll be staying in those upper 50s tonight and for the rest of the evening. The current dew points, 39 in Tallahassee. It'll be staying dry tonight. And for the rest of the evening, there will be no rain on the radar. Absolutely clear conditions besides those clouds. So a beautiful night. Here comes the clouds with the future radar. We'll see those clouds move throughout and be staying here in Tallahassee. The overnight, it will be staying in those mid-50s, and we will be seeing 48 degrees here in Tallahassee. So tonight it will be partly cloudy, and it will be moving throughout the region with those temperatures. Now we're heading off to Aaron to look at the rest of the local.
That's right. We'll go to the week ahead. It is going to be a very roller coaster ride the next few days as we get into that the rest of the work week. But you can see our local radar. I should say local radar, not national radar. You can see very clear skies, and that's thankful for that sunset tonight with those purples and oranges across the area. And of course, if you're going to Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania, I said that correctly, it will be in the upper 20s, but we will see if Phil sees his shadow over there. In our overnight outlook, we will be in the 50s across much of the Big Bend of Florida. So you might need a light jacket as you head out the door. But other than that, very comfortable. No winter storm alerts, just shows you how comfortable we are here in Tallahassee with no winter weather expected, at least anytime soon. So thankful for that. Next 60 hours, you'll see that cold front sagging its way down into much of the central United States. But of course, our 3-day forecast will show 70s until that cold front on Friday. But now things over the desk.
Thank you so much, Aaron. Yes, there was not extreme conditions here in Tallahassee. We didn't get those blizzard alerts, so that was nice to see on that last slide there.
That's right. Hopefully we don't see any winter weather of any kind really in the near future here. I really don't think
hope so.
I don't think us Floridians can really handle that.
Absolutely not.
Especially after we had that really cold shot this past weekend. But thankfully we are up and back into the middle 70s. By the time we get to tomorrow and Thursday this week. So that'll feel very nice outside.
That will be. So that'll be nice for the next couple of days. But then on Friday, we'll see that rain bring us back to some uncomfortable conditions, weather conditions. So make sure you're looking out for those.
That's right. And make sure you have your umbrella at the ready. There could be a rumble of thunder or two, maybe even a severe thunderstorm warning. We'll have to see if that pops up on our radar here. But make sure you guys are ready for that incoming cold front. This one won't be as severe or drastic as the last one, but it will deliver a little bit of a cool shot by this weekend. But make sure you guys follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/FSU Weather.
And like us on Facebook at facebook.com/FSU Weather.
And you guys can also watch us live on YouTube if you are not already at youtube.com/FSU Weather.
And if you have any of those really cool sunsets or sunrises, follow us on Instagram and send us those pictures at FSU Weather.
That's right. We really do appreciate those pictures. Even if you guys can send us some storm pictures of that winter weather, we really appreciate it also. But that's all the time we have on this Tuesday edition of FSU Weather. I'm Evan O'Regan.
And I'm Hannah Angela.